I'm Zishan Hafiz. I'm a progressive candidate for Congress in District 33, and I came to Progress Texas's holiday party because I'm a progressive unapologetically. I'm very excited to celebrate the holidays with my favorite people, and you guys did an amazing job of bringing some of the best progressives, not only from Dallas-Fort Worth, but from all over Texas. Excited to be here. We need to have a progressive voice. The establishment has so much control over the media. There's so few voices that give a voice to progressive values. And I think the more people that learn about what progressives stand for, the more people we find coming over to our side.
It's Tuesday, December 16, 2025, and this is the Progress Texas Daily Dispatch, rapid response on the breaking news stories Texas progressives need to know. I'm Chris Mosier. We had such a great time last night at our second Progress Texas holiday party for 2025. Always great to be back home at the People's Last Stand in Dallas. Jacob and his crew are terrific and didn't even get mad at us when we loitered well past our end time. Huge thanks to Austin State Rep and gubernatorial candidate Gina Hinojosa, Austin State Rep and candidate for Lieutenant Governor Vicki Goodwin, Houston State Representative Gene Wu, and candidate for Attorney General Joe Jaworski, all in rare form. And a great podcast is inbound from last night. Watch for that. We're reminded every year about all the great friends, partners, and allies Progress Texas is blessed with, and that includes you, dear listener. Really appreciate the support, and individual thanks are coming up in a few minutes. But meanwhile, we want to wish all of you a happy and safe holiday season, and we look forward to an awesome 2026 with you. One of the big topics at the party last night was the sudden decision by Fort Worth Congressman Mark Veazey to abandon his just-announced run for Tarrant County Judge. Gabby Birnbaum at the Texas Tribune writes that Veazey, who has represented the 33rd Congressional District for over a decade, originally filed to challenge Republican incumbent Tim O'Hare after GOP redistricting shifted his district entirely into Dallas County, and also after the declaration in that race by fellow Democrat and Tarrant County Commissioner Alyssa Simmons to challenge Republican incumbent Tim O'Hare. However, Veazey ultimately decided to focus his final year in Congress on the work of his district rather than campaigning for local office, stating that believing he could win was not enough to justify the run. Veazey's exit from the Tarrant County Judge race clears the way for Simmons to be the Democratic nominee. She, as you recall, has seen her own precinct dismantled by race-based redistricting at the county level. Alyssa Simmons now faces current Tarrant County Judge and unrestrained MAGA crusader Tim O'Hare, who is seeking a second term after shoving Tarrant County into a hard right-wing direction focused on culture war issues. As they say, as Fort Worth goes, so goes Texas. Tarrant County remains a swing battleground. It flipped for Biden in 2020, but was reclaimed by Trump in 2024, even as Democrat Colin Allred won Tarrant County down ballot in the Senate race last year against Ted Cruz. With the current swing of the pendulum, this is an exciting race for Democrats and progressives across Texas to watch for sure in 2026. Meanwhile, in Houston, Benjamin Wormand at the Houston Chronicle is out with an analysis of Governor Greg Abbott's plan to, in the governor's words, turn Harris County dark red. And as silly as that might seem on the surface, Abbott is not playing around here. He's planning to dump $25 million from his massive war chest into an aggressive campaign to flip Harris County, one of the most significant urban Democratic strongholds in the nation, to the Republicans as Abbott pursues a fourth term in office. That spend represents more than a quarter of the governor's current $90 million campaign account. He's not screwing around here, and Houston Dems and progressives should be advised. Abbott says he plans to zero in on Democratic state house incumbents in Harris County, notably as Democrats celebrate fielding candidates across the entire statewide slate. Abbott has also successfully recruited Republican candidates to run in every state house seat within Harris County, including several that have been uncontested by the GOP for years. The governor specifically targeting 7 long-held Democratic districts, including that of State Representative Gene Wu. Again, one of our panelists in Dallas last night. As you know, Rep. Wu has been a vocal leader of the opposition to the governor's priorities, including school vouchers, and led the successful Democratic quorum break last summer, which continues to reverberate in the national redistricting battle. Rep. Wu dismisses the effort against him by the governor as an extension of Abbott's petty attempt to remove him from office for daring to resist. The GOP did see gains in Harris County last year, and while the tide is turning blue overall, our governor appears ready to row hard against that tide in the Houston area. This is serious business down there, y'all, and Houston needs to fight like it's serious. We're learning of one group of folks in Texas who are providing a great example on how to resist Greg Abbott's plans, and that's by getting active in their own communities to make a statement about their own community standards. More from the Houston Chronicle here as dozens of parents and community members have signed up to join the Texas Freedom to Read Project's grassroots campaign to accurately track book bans across the state of Texas following the passage of new state policies making book bans easier to initiate. The organization launched the effort to create a more current and precise picture of which books are being banned and where across Texas's more than 1,200 school districts. Volunteers are trained on how to file public records requests for lists of banned books and will be assigned to school districts to gather information, with support provided for any associated fees. A key challenge in tracking book bans is that school districts use numerous methods to censor books, ranging from labeling them as damaged, physically hiding them, or simply removing them during ongoing review processes. PEN America, a nonprofit organization that stands at the intersection of literature and human rights, championing the freedom of expression in the U.S. and worldwide, has determined that over 1,780 books were banned in Texas during the 2024-2025 school year, noting that that's likely a severe undercount. Both the Texas Freedom to Read Project and PEN America note that many districts remove more materials than necessary out of fear of non-compliance with new state laws, including Senate Bill 13, which gives parents and school boards more control over library books. The project hopes its records campaign will help determine the full impact of the new legislation, and all of this looks like a great way for you, dear listener, to step up your game in 2026 by getting involved. More in the show notes this morning. Once again, this year's holiday celebrations with you in Austin and Dallas were made possible by Shaping the Future supporter Charles Zeller, Fired Up supporter John Adair, Be the Change supporters Alex Andrade, Scott Elpingstone, Howard Cleon, the Honorable Dick Levine, and the Honorable James Tallarico. Persistence supporters, the law offices of Domingo A. Garcia, PC, the Honorable Yasmin Simon, the People's Last Stand in Dallas. Thanks again, y'all. Jason Smith and Sarah Pareda, Unified, and Jerry Yoss. Good Trouble supporters Allison Grinter Allen, Bright Blue Inc., Alex Clark and Kate Rumsey, hosts of the Mission Texas podcast, John Cotter, Valerie DeBille, the Dallas County Democratic Party, Amy Forehand, the Honorable Vicki Goodwin, Josh Harris, Freda Held, Joe Jaworski, Eric Johnson and Dr. Mark Parker, the Honorable Ron Nierenberg, the Honorable Bill Peterson III, and Mark Yagin. And Raise More Health supporters of Val, Louis A. Bedford IV, the Honorable John Busey III, Stuart Campbell, Hannah Cutshall, Charles Hodebeck, Bill Holston, the Honorable Donna Howard, Will Judy, Dave Jones, Angela and Gary Kutak, Jenny Laughlin, Carol Orr, Jennifer Owen, the Palmer for Justice campaign, Mark Ferris, Gary Potts, Printed Union, the Honorable Zoe Caudry, Save Texas, Beth Stromberg, the Honorable Adam Schwartz, and the Texas Progressive Caucus. Once again, to all of you and everyone who came out to our Austin and Dallas holiday celebrations this year, we deeply appreciate your friendship and support, and we look forward to a great new year with you in 2026. Our mission at Progress Texas is to counter the billionaire and corporate-funded conservative disinformation machine, and we rely largely on listener support to keep doing what we do. While we enjoy the support of hundreds of partners, chances are that you, dear listener, haven't joined the team yet. If you're a regular, let's get you on board right now. Huge thanks to monthly supporters Christine Huber, Theodore Lowe, and M. Mapes. We appreciate all of you very much. Join our team now at ProgressTexas.org. That's the Progress Texas Daily Dispatch for this Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Links to all these original stories can be found in our show notes. Progress Texas is a nonprofit rapid response media organization promoting progressive messages and actions. While campaigns come and go, we're the permanent home for progressive media and action in the Lone Star State. I'm Chris Mosier. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day. We'll catch you again here tomorrow morning.